This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Well, this week the country celebrates World AIDS Day. According to a leading HIV/AIDS body called AVERT, about 3% of Bahamians live with HIV and AIDS.
That's right, and many more are impacted by the deadly disease. Tonight, Joan Davis-Roll explores some other startling statistics of this disease.
The AIDS statistics are startling.
From 1985 until 2013, we think that there have been just over 13,000 people who've been diagnosed with HIV and/or AIDS in the Bahamas. We've lost about a third of them to AIDS, unfortunately.
It is against this backdrop that those who are at the forefront driving the anti-AIDS message paused on Monday to not only look to a higher power, but also recognize those who have championed the cause. Among them is Dr. Nakia Forbes. She says while they have made significant strides, the fight continues.
I'm so happy to see the youth involved. It's certainly very important. We've certainly made a lot of gains in the fight against HIV and AIDS. So we see that our new infections are reducing and AIDS is definitely reducing. But AIDS has not gone away. It still exists, and so it's very important to get that message out to everyone, to just get to know the facts, find out the truth about HIV and AIDS, know your status, and definitely support people who are living with AIDS.
Dr. Forbes says our nation's youth are also playing a major role in raising AIDS awareness.
Got to commend the staff of the HIV/AIDS Center. We work across ministries and in collaboration with public and private partnerships, certainly with stakeholders and civil society organizations and non-governmental organizations, to get the message out, to work together to ensure that there's testing. Testing is free, and we're really working to see the end of AIDS. I think we're getting there, but definitely it's going to require collaboration and working together so we can see our ultimate goal of an AIDS-free generation.
The medical practitioner is calling on everyone to join in their efforts to rid the country of HIV and AIDS. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jared Higgs. The Bahamas Institute of Financial Services renewed ties with Bangor University in the United Kingdom. It has been 4 years since the BIFS partnered with the British Tertiary Institution, which offers a Masters of Business Administration to industry professionals. The program is specially tailored to working professionals and available through a blended online learning platform. 5 Bahamian candidates have completed the MBA with a charter banker designation, and nearly 50 students are currently enrolled. In other business news, Melia Nassau Beach Resort officially opened 4 new ultra-chic restaurants yesterday, offering guests a unique dining tour, complete with local culinary delights. Bahamar executives recently hosted senior government officials to a tour of the new dining experience. The restaurants were renovated over approximately 8 months and created 70 jobs for Bahamians. Completion of the remainder of Melia's renovations is scheduled for early 2016. And in international business news, the World Bank has revised downwards its 2014 GDP growth projections for the 3 nations worst hit by the current Ebola outbreak: Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Its report comes as Bank President Jim Yong Kim begins a 2-day visit to West Africa to assess the impact. The World Health Organization reports that almost 6,000 people have died from Ebola in the 3 nations. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I am Jared Higgs.
Thanks for staying with us. We begin this segment with crime news, as it was a troubling night for police as they were involved in a shooting linked to a 6-car collision after what appeared to be a drunk female driver wreaking havoc during the evening commute.
But it didn't stop there. As Jared Higgs tells us, officers found themselves on 2 separate crime scenes, including a murder off Soldier Road.
Police are investigating a shooting that left 1 man dead and another in the hospital. Chief Superintendent Paul Rose said 2 men were standing outside when they were accosted by armed men.
These men were sitting in the area of a van when 2 persons emerged from a nearby yard and produced handguns and began discharging shots in their direction.
Officers say one of the victims, a 24-year-old man, was struck in the back. He was transported to hospital via EMS.
The second male was struck in the back, also his neck. He succumbed here on the scene.
Police also investigating another shooting on Windsor Lane that left a woman in hospital.
The female was in her residence when persons unknown came there and discharged shots at her, striking her to the side. She was transported to hospital in a private vehicle, and where she is now being treated.
Now, just before coming to this scene, officers found themselves dealing with a 6-car accident on Bethel Avenue caused by a drunk driver.
Police say officers tried to pull the vehicle over as they were driving in the opposite lane from traffic, and this happened.
At this time, the driver of the vehicle put the vehicle in gear and drove off, nearly running the officer over. The officer then got into their vehicle and pursued the vehicle. The vehicle was turned around and went back in the opposite direction.
The vehicle crashed into 5 other vehicles before it collided head-on with a vehicle on Bethel Avenue, but not before police again attempted to apprehend the driver.
The officer then came out and attempted to stop this vehicle as the driver attempted to run him over. He discharged his weapon, shooting out the tire.
Police later confirmed that the reckless driver and her passenger were both shot. They remain detained in hospital with multiple injuries, although they were conscious when they left the scene. Police say the other party in the head-on collision was a mother and her school-aged daughter. The mother received some minor injuries and the daughter was unharmed. Police noted that they were both wearing seatbelts. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Well, labor officials in the country on a mission to advance skill and employment in the Bahamas as a 4-day workshop officially got underway here in Providence yesterday.
That story tonight from Joan Davis Rowe.
Some critical issues facing labor in the country, the focus as the 4-day Advancing Skills and Employment One-Stop Workshop got underway at the Department of Labor Sub-Office on Robinson Road on Monday. Minister of Labor and National Insurance, the Honorable Shane Gibson, says the event held in conjunction with the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, is designed to take this vital ministry to the next level.
Historic workshop, the second that is being sponsored by the Inter-American Development Bank, is designed to expose the staff of the Employment Exchange to new and innovative methods and techniques for the efficient operation of a one-stop shop. I'm advised that over the next 4 days, Mr. Arnold Maloney and Mr. Delvin Donovan of the South Florida Workforce Center will provide extensive training in a number of areas, including but not limited to employability skills, registration and assessment, job documentation, tracking and referrals, retention services and quality assurance, screening mechanisms and satisfying needs, and partnering with employers.
Minister Gibson further underscored the crucial role that the officers must play in meeting the growing demands in the labor sector.
Collaboration between the Ministry of Labor and National Insurance and Inter-American Development Bank is another example of my government's commitment to retooling public offices in accordance with international standards and best practices so that they can perform their duties and carry out their responsibilities in an efficient and professional manner.
IDB Representative Astrid Winter commended the government for their efforts as she underscored the importance of funding such a timely initiative.
The capacity of the Ministry of Labor to facilitate the matching of those who need employment, who seek employment, with those who have jobs, and to ensure that the signals, the market signals, are effectively and efficiently translated so that, and I know this goes beyond the concept of the one shop, but it doesn't go beyond the concept of the entire initiative, which is the training facilities, high schools, those who prepare people for the market, understand and read correctly and accurately the signals of what skills are needed. And this is really key.
Joan Davis Rowe, ZNS Network News.
From Eleuthera, they've been working for more than 4 years now on the new golf course and resort in South Eleuthera. Residents would like to see the pace of construction picked up, but slowly but surely, developers of the Cotton Bay Resort, located between Rock Sound and Greencastle, promise it is taking shape. Julian Gibson has this update from Eleuthera.
7 holes that are on the water. On the back 9, when you come out onto 17, you can see the ocean. 18, you're on the ocean. All iron shore, no beach along it. And then on the front, number 4 comes out on the water. 5's on the water. 6 is on the water. 7 and 8 are on the water. We have some inner holes that actually have ocean holes that run alongside of them. So there's a lot of water that plays along this whole golf course, which really makes it spectacular.
What would you compare this as, or this in a world by itself?
Compared to another course?
Yeah.
A lot of people mention Pebble Beach. That seems to be the one that a lot of people bring up, Pebble Beach, and I'm not familiar with a lot of the other courses that I hear, but people believe this could really be a great course and a great thing for the island of Eleuthera.
Shifting gears, a lot of people in Eleuthera, mainly South Eleuthera, wants to know exactly when you guys are going to actually have the dining room open, beds available, completion date.
Yeah, that I don't really know. We're hoping for construction to really start again in the beginning of the year, and then it depends on what their schedule is or what they give me as far as finishing. I know what they started up front, they want to get that done at least within the year, hopefully, and have it open and occupied, and the golf moving along, and then there's a couple other phases throughout the property that are going to be completed, along with Davis Harbor as part of this property also, and that's ready for a little facelift down there too. That way we can keep the fishing and people happy coming out, a little sport fishing and stuff like that.